I'm Ariana Grande.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Erivo.
And you're listening to the Broadway Podcast Network.
Visit bpm.fm to discover more.
Hey, I'm Alison Jaye. Welcome to the Theater Podcast with Alan Seals.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Theater Podcast with Alan Seals. I am your host, Alan Seals, and I've got to start out by saying that when I first went to see Stranger Things, The First Shadow, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, and I think that's sort of a sentiment shared by a lot of people who have seen a lot of shows, or maybe even who haven't. But the production is massive, and honestly, it felt unlike any Broadway show I've ever been to, and I say that in a good way. That energy is what makes this episode so much fun, because we are joined by Alison Jaye, who plays Joyce Maldonado, and she gave me such an incredible perspective on what it's like to perform in a show where this is a true statistic. They found out 65% of the audience, almost every show, are first-time theatergoers. And she said kind of going from show to show, it's sort of a roller coaster in energy, because sometimes there'll be shows where people are just screaming and cheering because they realize they can interact a little bit. And then there's other nights where it's just kind of very silent, like everyone's watching a movie, right? Because that's what they're kind of used to. It's Stranger Things. It's a TV show. And so we talk about what that feels like on stage, how she and her castmates ride that energy every single night. And of course, we get into her 3-year journey with this play, from, secret auditions and really hush-hush workshops, all under NDA, by the way. And we get into the stamina and discipline it takes to do this role 8 times a week. And I mean, we've said it before. She calls it the same thing. The Olympics of theater is Broadway. And when you hear her describe the physical, vocal, and mental toll, you'll know exactly why. This is a really fun conversation and a rare peek into what it takes to bring something like Stranger Things to the stage. So make sure that you find me online on all the socials before you dive in. Leave a rating and a review if you are listening on any platform that will support that functionality. And now, everybody, please enjoy this episode with Alison Jaye.
Here you go. 1, 2, 3.
Today's guest has a body of work that spans Broadway, television.
Oh, God.
Yes?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, and.
Yes, and.
Today's guest has a body of work that spans Broadway, television, film, and even video games. She made her Broadway debut as a child in Sunday in the Park with George, followed by Mary Poppins, and since then has built a dynamic career that includes memorable roles like Julia Nicolo on Shameless, the voice of Alva in Horizon Forbidden West, which earned her a BAFTA nomination. You wanted a singing intro.
You are singing, boy.
And a standout performance in Call Jane alongside Sigourney Weaver and Elizabeth Banks. Now she's returned to Broadway in Stranger Things. Dun, 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 dun. The First Shadow. Oh, I should have done that at the end. Stranger Things, The First Shadow. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Stepping into the role of Joyce Maldonado. That's very, very Italian.
Yeah.
In one of the most anticipated theatrical adaptations of the year, Alison Jaye. Welcome to the Theater Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
This has been great. You showed up early. We've been chatting for a little while.
We've been yapping.
I enjoy a good show up early
Yes.
time. And you had said something that I was like, hold that, we got to start recording.
Yes,
the majority of, what did you say, 65%
Yeah.
of ticket sales for Stranger Things come from first-time theater goers.
Yes. So first time, like people that have never sat in a live theater, probably have been to a million movie theaters.
Right.
Their home is their theater, right? They're watching all these TV shows. But our theater, the Marriott Marquis, is the first time these folks have seen a live play, a live theatrical experience. Like, who knows if that includes if they've seen Cirque du Soleil or something like that. But a lot of people, they're like, this is the first show I have seen. So
if we talk for a quick second about #theater etiquette, given that it is their first time
yes.
in a show, in a theater, how does that go?
So you bring up a really interesting question, and it provides a really interesting experience for us every night, because some nights it genuinely feels like we're at Six Flags, right? It feels like people are on a roller coaster, and the audience is like, whoa, and they're wildly animated and incredibly involved.
Sure.
Those are the best nights, right?
Sure.
Because the show, come on, we can't take this that seriously. It's like, we'll take the bits seriously and tell you what to take seriously, but look what we're doing.
Right.
We got to just celebrate this thing, right?
It's just fun.
It's just fun. It's just a thrilling experience. So let's strap in and be on the ride. There are other nights, which interestingly, the show you came to
yesterday
matinee, where it almost felt like there was a lot of school children there, like classes.
They blocked the line getting in. I know about the school children.
You saw them.
Yeah.
And maybe they prevented you from getting your seat. But we love to have children in the audience.
We love children for breakfast.
That's weird.
Have you met me?
Yeah, no, not quite. You only got 10 minutes before this. Yesterday felt interesting. It was an example of the opposite, where it wasn't fully Six Flags. It was like the curtain came up, everyone was stoked, and then it just fell really quiet. And it felt like it was as if people were watching a movie where they are not reacting. They're like, just like, whoa, 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 and don't know that they can participate. And I think something I learned from our incredible directors, Justin Martin, Justin Martin and Stephen Daldry, is like the exuberance and excitement begins in the orchestra. So whatever like little hiccups are happening or laughter or whatever is going on or screams,
they can see it closer.
It moves. I think so. And it literally just like kind of reverberates through the theater. So if that's not happening, the orchestra, like we're getting no noise from there, the mezzanine, it's dead silent.
So next time I come see the show, I'm going to sit like center orchestra and just make sure I'm just like standing up like.
I need you to facilitate. Yes, correct.
Yes.
And we've had that. We really have had people. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I think
it's hysterical.
Oh my God. And at the end of the show, I can say this.
You can say it.
The trailer for season 5 is plays.
How cool is that? Come on.
That was not there the first time.
No, they just started doing that this week.
Really?
It came out, the trailer, came out like 3 or 4 days ago now, 5 days ago?
Yeah.
Sometimes this week, and they sent us an email and they're like, by the way, we're going to be playing
Have
it at
you
the
seen
end.
it yet? Did you walk around to the front and see it?
Yes. And also it sounds like Dolby Atmos in the theater. I'm like, this could not sound better. And everyone's so thrilled. They have no idea that's coming, right?
I had no clue because I've seen it before. I was like, all right. So, the big surprise is like, at the end, the little credits thing, right? Let's watch the curtain calls.
Which I didn't even know they had that in the show. They didn't tell us that. No.
You can't see it
I found out from
backstage?
No. I found out from an audience member being like, that was so clever how they wrote like next episode, and then you came up and it was your bows. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, the little mouse comes on screen and clicks watch credits.
I had no idea. Like 5 months of rehearsal and I had no idea.
Wow. So like when you guys are doing the I guess tech, they don't like show you those transitional scenes?
Most of it they do, because we're like working inside all that technology, so we need to know. But this was, maybe it was just added at the end. But it also had nothing to, like, we're not facilitating anything with it. It's just the curtain comes up and, okay, Alison, go bow.
Right.
So I really did not know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just cool.
Fun
that something
surprise.
that you can do over and over again, 8 times a week. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, like, it's a different show every night. All that cliche stuff people talk about. It's like, it's a different audience, different show every time. But like, you can still do this. And recently they're adding trailers and you're finding out things that have been there forever that you didn't know about, because maybe you decide to like walk into the wings and watch something different that you haven't watched 100%. Before.
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do you get to watch from the wings a lot?
I'm often running around, as you've probably seen now. It's like either I'm physically running on stage or I'm running off stage to get to the other side of the stage.
Yep.
So there's not ample time for me to observe per se, but I have taken the moments when I can to be like, because there's so many nuggets everywhere. There's so much going on. It's like if you were to come to see the show multiple times, you could track a different person each time and watch a completely different show. Because most of us, which is super unique about this production, there's 34 of us in the show, a cast of 34 people.
That's big.
I say it's like a small town. That's a ton of people. And what this production does is use all of the swings and all of the understudies and covers on stage. So
like
nobody,
all the time.
Yes, nobody is sitting backstage other than like the young girls who play Alice Creel that switch on and off, just due to child labor laws. But they use all of the swings. So the stage pictures are massive. There is so much going on. So it's like if you decided to come and just watch one of those people, a different one each night, you're watching a completely different show.
Well, so when people actually are swinging out or they're sick or whatnot, like, so you just, I guess, adjust. Everybody's trained to adjust in those holes.
It's wild. Like in a show like this, similar to bigger productions like Harry Potter and things like that are also takes a village. It's like each role I have 2 covers. So there's 3 slots for everybody, right? So everybody kind of moves up a peg and takes over another role.
Right.
So there's a lot of puzzling and shuffling. We have a few of that happening tonight, and it makes it so exciting.
Yeah.
Because everyone gets a chance to like do it their way that night and keeps everyone on their toes on stage. But it's also like, it is so much shuffling. It is crazy to watch.
Oh, that's why you have rehearsal this afternoon.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I knew. Okay.
You're piecing it together.
Yeah, I get it. All right. Yeah, we're recording on a Thursday.
Yeah. There's like a put-in, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So is it like it's somebody who hasn't done the role before?
Actually, she has done the role before. She, an actress, Ayana, she plays Sue in our production, but tonight she's playing Patty. So they have a normal understudy rehearsal today. That was like a run of Act 2. But now with a certain call out, she's going to be put in and being like, okay, let me like really nail this because I'm going on tonight.
I mean, because some of the illusions and even I'll call them stunts are dangerous.
Yeah, they're wild.
And you got to rehearse those.
Yeah, majorly.
Yeah.
Majorly.
I mean, I enjoy how much this show is changing the landscape and putting something big that fills the space of the marquee.
Yeah.
It is
It's a hard theater to fill. It's huge.
Yes. Big theater to fill audience-wise, but a big theater to fill stage-wise.
Yes.
Because it just is such a freaking massive stage.
What could be bigger than that? It's so big, dude.
Right. So, like, talk about how you got connected to Stranger Things. Like, when you haven't been on Broadway in a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, how did this come back into your world? And like, when you realized there was going to be a Stranger Things play in the first place, what was that whole cycle going through your head?
It's really been a big chunk of my life, actually, a big journey thus far, which is going to be a surprising story for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Do tell.
Here we are over our coffee.
Yes.
So 3 years ago, I got a audition for an untitled Stephen Daldry project and was like, whatever that is, yes, right? Stephen Daldry and The Hours, the movie he directed with Nicole Kidman, Meryl Streep, Julianne Moore is my favorite.
These up and comers,
these small up and comers is really like my favorite movie of all time. And so when I saw this like email, I was like, what, Stephen Daldry? Okay, whatever this is, let's see what this is. And at that time, they had just sent, it was for a workshop. It was an untitled workshop. They had just sent like dummy sides from other plays to record and put on tape and send them in for Jim Carnahan, who actually I owe my entire career to. Because growing up as a little girl, my first audition ever was for Sunday in the Park with George, the Stephen Sondheim revival. And that was my first job. And so Jim has really like given me my entire career.
Wait. Well, okay. So pause there for a second.
Yeah.
Because at 11, perform Climb Every Mountain at your local library.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think 11. I was younger. I was even younger than that. But that is correct. I was in a like a big paper bag, singing Climb Every Mountain on the stage at my local library. Yep. Singing my heart out. Just like my parents were trying to give me an activity to do after school. Like they're not actors. They are major like arts lovers, but no, they were just trying to keep me entertained. But that was there's an amazing woman who began this theater company called Random Farms Kids Theater in Tarrytown, New York. And when I started doing that after school, she came to my parents and was like, her name is Anya. She was like, I think your child needs to see somebody for this. My parents were like, what are you talking about?
See somebody. That's
see somebody for this? Maybe that sounds creepy and it sounds like something's wrong.
Like something's wrong. She needs to see somebody about this theater thing she's got going on.
This issue, this bug she has. Yeah. And my parents were like, oh, we're just trying to keep her entertained. Like, not really. And then she was like, just take this one meeting with this manager, just begin to have a conversation and see what that's like. And that woman began my career at the time. That my first real audition was Sunday in the Park with George with Jim Carnahan. So, and I knew one song at the time, which was one real song in my quote book, which sounds ridiculous to even say, was I Know Things Now from Into the Woods. And because I had done Little Red at a community theater, and I had sang that for Sondheim. So it's like, when do you sing Sondheim for Sondheim? Maybe when you're belligerently 10 years old and have no idea.
Did you know at 10 who you were singing to?
No, I had no idea. I remember leaving the room. Everyone was so lovely. And my mom like just pulled up a Google image and was like, Allison, was this man in there? I was like, oh yeah, he was so nice. He was laughing at me the whole time. She was like, oh my goodness, that's Stephen Sondheim. And I was like
I don't care.
Okay.
I want an icy.
Yeah, exactly. But that was the beginning of, I guess, my professional career, actually,
right.
Which, to loop it back around to Stranger Things, does all connect to Jim Carnahan and this opportunity. So 3 years ago, when I got this email for this Untitled Stephen project, I was auditioning through just like self-tapes and using other text from plays that they were sending. Had a few callbacks there, and then the project wasn't moving forward. They told me, like, I wasn't moving forward with it. And I was like, okay, thank you, great. normal life, right? And then a few months later, I got a call being like, they need you in person for this project again in Los Angeles. I was at a music festival with my whole team of people in LA, and then had to leave to go back to this like dance studio where I showed up on a Sunday and
In a Park with George.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Showed up and they gave me a packet and they took like all of your stuff from you, your phone, you can have no writing utensils, no devices, whatever.
Oh, this is hardcore.
Because now we're getting into the NDA stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that was when it became really clear. It was like, oh, this is strange. And so that was a few hours of putting myself on tape, cold reading from the script. And that tape was to be sent out to Steven. And if Steven liked what he saw, he would fly you to New York to have a session. So I did like what he saw. He flew me to New York. I had a session with him and a few of the folks on the team, and then got back on a plane to go to LA and got off the plane. And my team was like, hey, just give us a call when you get off. And I got off and they were like, hey, Joyce. And I was like, what? So sorry. What?
Excuse me, that's my name. That's not my name.
What? Not me.
Yeah.
No way. No way. And so then I began I guess it was like a few weeks later, or months later, maybe I can't remember. We did a week-long workshop in LA at Raleigh Studios to greenlight the show for Netflix, the play. So we were workshopping this play for Netflix to say yes, to then bring it to London, to then bring it to Broadway. So I have been working on it with them for like 3 years. Yeah. And so
That's cool.
It's a really it's been a big part of my life. Yeah.
So
waiting for this. Yeah.
That's crazy cool. I didn't even think about the fact that, you're right. Like the Netflix they probably went through the normal greenlight process they do for any production.
Absolutely. And an honest one at that, there's a lot of approvals with all of this stuff, as we know, but I think with something like this was years in the making and pretty intense, but a really incredible moment to be a part of, watching that happen.
So you got involved with it 3 years ago. So it was like in 2002, which meant they probably started talking about it mid-COVID, if even that late.
Yeah, I mean, something I learned from Steven was telling me that when season 1 came out of Stranger Things, he had called the Duffer Brothers and been like, I want to make this into a Broadway, into a play. And they were like, what? Stephen Daldry? This? What? Also before all of the success of all of it, right? And so they've been working on, this has been in the pot for a really long time. And now it's just living fully. But
how much of what we see, because the Stranger Things, the first shadow, it's a prequel to everything we see in the Netflix series.
Yeah.
So if he was, like you said, before the success, so that probably means it was like mid-season 1, end of season 1, before it really exploded, right? And so he must have been working with the Duffers or working with the writers in general to make sure that what he was creating was matching the arc they had.
Well, it's brilliant. Our writer, my dearly beloved friend, Kate Tree-Fry, she has been writing on the show since season 2. So she's grown this entire show next to the Duffers. Like that's their family, And Kate, the Duffers came to Kate and said, here's the opportunity, write the play. And what ended up happening was, if I'm getting these facts right, which I think I am, is Kate was asked to present Stephen asked, present me 2 episodes of a story arc, of an origin story.
Sure.
Meaning a first act and a second act, right? You can do it as episodes because that's the formula you work in due to the show. Provide 2 episodes to me. We will make this into a play, right? And so Kate, this is also the first play she's ever written. I mean, that woman is beyond genius. I could not admire her more, love her more. But she turned these episodes into this play, which you now experience on stage. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break for a few commercials. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the episode. Did you get to work with, how much did you as the actors get to work with the creative team to shape your characters and shape the story?
I think that's been the most rewarding and expensive part for me.
Expensive?
No, it's expensive.
Expensive? It's expensive?
It's been a really expensive part of my journey.
I'm paying to be in the show. Wait, you guys get paid?
Could you imagine? Yeah. This has been really expensive for me. Doesn't even make sense. No, expansive. Clarity.
Yes.
There we go. Watching the script change so much over 3 years, right? Obviously, I was not in London doing the production there, but that is... the show is running right now in London, doing a super it's doing real well over there. It's a different play than we have right now.
Say what?
The heart of the plays is exactly the same, right? The
It's a
storyline
different
is the same.
script.
It's a different script.
No kidding.
Scene to scene, there are differences majorly, and specifically within the trio, which is me, Bob, and Hopper.
Mm-hmm.
There are many differences, and I've watched over the years the script change immensely due to who they're bringing in the space, what those actors have to give, their strong suits, what they want to play on. And while I feel like that was something that shocked me the most is like coming into something with such a massive IP, it feels like a Marvel universe, right? That you kind of, as an actor, you're just like, hands up, whatever you tell me I will do. I'm just so grateful to be here. That is the opposite of this working environment. Like it was genuinely the most collaborative, playful, open, like, hey, what's your suggestion for the line, Allison? Oh my gosh, you totally would say that. You say that. Joyce says that. You absolutely. I like when you do that weird thing. We're putting that in there. It was so, everyone was so, this production celebrates like the individual. And I feel very grateful in my position to also have it be Winona's character.
Right.
But it really has been a lesson of like, show up fully with what you have to give. And that shifts the work. Like that will change what is on the page. And it has immensely.
I just think that's it's strangely cool and unusual, right? That there's two different locked scripts.
Yes.
Depending on what region
it is
you're in.
unusual. Yeah.
Why did they decide to do that? Do you know?
I don't know specifically, but what I do understand is like any other new work being birthed into the world, it's a growth process, right? So it's like each step along the way, the workshops, the little readings in your apartment, to the workshops, to Broadway, to off-Broadway, all of those things. It's like, it's shifting each time, of course. But I don't think it's, if you were to watch both shows, you go to London one night and come to us the next night, you're going to take away the same feelings, but there are, like language-wise, there's different things going on, different jokes. There's different scenes. There's some different scenes. Like we have, do you remember the opening scene in Act 2 with me and Hopper at the lockers where we talk about Mexico? Yeah. That's a brand new scene that we got like 2 weeks before we opened.
Really?
Yes. It's one of my favorite
he pulls
scenes.
it back. He's like, we'll always have Mexican.
Yeah. Exactly. But I think it's just like constantly, what is also amazing is that because this story is live, meaning not just because our production is on a stage, at Stranger Things, the entity has not ended yet. Like we are in the moment of season 5 coming out. We're waiting for that story to come out. There are spinoffs in the future. There's so much to be had and continued to be grown. But what is really interesting is that like all of these productions are living and breathing things alongside the thing that everyone's waiting for the most, which is the TV show, right? So it's like there's all these nuggets of different stuff in the universe floating around everywhere, and you can stop at each stop and like pick up something new. It's kind of cool. Yeah.
And again, now with like the trailer at the end, that was one of the biggest, like, what the, oh my, like to watch that. When
have you ever seen that in a theater?
Never.
What are you talking about? It's crazy.
Whoever on Netflix is listening to this right now, good on you. Good on you. And yesterday, when I came to see the yesterday matinee. The yesterday matinee. And the plus one I had never seen Stranger Things, has never seen this show on Netflix. And I said, are you sure you want to come with me? Because this is going to like...
They're the perfect audience.
Yeah. And she said, yeah, like I've never watched Stranger Things because I thought it was like just a scary show. Yeah. But now, like at intermission, she turned to me and she mouth agape.
Yeah, of course.
And was like, what did I just see? This is amazing.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then at the end, she turned to me and I was like, oh, a trailer for season 5. Like cover your eyes, cover your eyes, cover your ears. So she was like doing this the whole time. Didn't see the trailer, which is great. But she texted me this morning. She's like, I binged 5 episodes yesterday.
This has been happening nonstop. This is the best thing to hear.
Yeah.
This is like, because the way that everybody's been talking about it as well is like, it's a prequel, but more so than a prequel, it is an origin story for this universe. You don't need to know anything. Yeah. Literally not one thing. If you do know everything, you'll glean a lot more of like these little surprise nuggets, but you don't need to feel this world and feel this story. And I've met so many people who have come now multiple times, and I've met them at the stage show, and the first time they were like, this was my first play, and I never even saw Stranger Things, and now I've finished season 4. It's like it bites you in a way that you're like, great, so now I'm watching the series. So it's all working, regardless of which way you've entered into the system. it works.
Yeah, the business
You know?
side of it is very smart.
Right?
I don't know what it took to capitalize. I mean, Netflix produced it, probably tens of millions to capitalize, and
Totally.
what they're going to get back in Netflix dollars,
We'll see.
That's their whole thing. That's their whole thing. But like, go back to younger Allison,
Yeah.
before 11, before 10, when you were
Yeah.
auditioning for just that guy with the beard. Like what were you doing? Who were you as a kid that made your parents say, we got to get her into something?
Well, I remember very viscerally, like one of the last sports I played before it became me doing stuff on stage.
Curling.
And I was a huge curler.
Badminton.
Right? I actually love badminton. Would always play that at sleepaway camp. But I remember I was on like a little soccer team, messing around with my friends, but I would always prefer to be on the sidelines digging in the dirt for worms, and I would urge the worms. I would feed all of the worms Gatorade. I remember having this very vivid memory of me like sitting on the sidelines where I got like kicked out for doing something, or like the ball went the wrong way, and I was like, okay, whatever, great, I get to go to the sidelines, and I would just dig in the ground to find all the worms and gather them and feed them Gatorade. So it's like I was doing some weird. Maybe the sport was not for me, but like.
Wait, so
Your
what
face
city?
right now?
What city was this in?
I'm from New York.
So where would you
I'm
go to
from
dig?
New York.
That's what I was going to ask. Obviously, you weren't in New York because you dig dirt. Right?
Yes,
you
but I'm
were.
from Westchester.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is lovely
dirt.
landscapes. There's dirt. There's
there is
land.
dirt in Westchester.
Yes, there's dirt.
There's dirt in Westchester, and they let you on the field holding Gatorade, which is just, again, weird. Must be a Westchester thing.
Totally. Let's go with that.
Yeah, and then like little worms. My kids, being Brooklyn kids, very much do not touch worms, and it hurts my soul a
You
little
can
bit.
buy some and bring them home for them.
Well, now we have them. We have like a tiny little 20-foot yard
There you go.
backyard in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So we dig up the dirt, and they're like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Look, it's a worm." And
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh God!" But now my
This
little
is planet
one,
Earth.
I know. Now my little one will hold roly-polies. My
Oh
8-year-old,
yeah,
he'll hold
love a
roly-polies because they're
roly-poly.
at least cute.
they are,
And worms
and not wet.
Right. Until he'll put them in water, and I'm like, really?
Come on, dude.
Come on, dude. All right. They're living creatures. All right. So, yes, you got put into stuff. The sports were not for you. So
I guess that was the transition. My parents just being like, okay, this doesn't seem to be the thing. They got a suggestion of like, there's other fun things that you can do. Try theater, maybe. And that ended up being the fun thing that never stopped.
Never had performance anxiety.
No.
Really? Good.
No. It's like, I of course there's a natural element of that when you're in some of these big rooms and with these people that you've admired your whole life. It's
Right.
just like the expectation versus the reality of being there is really nuts. But overall, I try to come from a place of like, you get to walk in a room and do what you love today. And you get to walk in and celebrate. Like, I have this amazing mentor who said to me, like, for voiceover stuff, Kritsia Bajos, she said, if you think of your voice as your shop, your store,
Mm-hmm.
if somebody is to come to your store, this is all of the stuff you have to offer. And if they walk in that store and they go like, oh, love this, but like I was not in the mood for this today, I'm in the mood for something else. No bad blood. It's like, that's your store though. Your store can still be up and running and be glorious and beautiful and vibrant, but know what you have to offer. That's what makes you unique. And it's not, if it's a no, it's just like a no for the day. There's another customer that comes in and was like, I've been waiting for this store, So I think it's been I said it yesterday for the first time and I was like, shit, that I've been doing this for like 20 years now.
Now I know how old you are.
Now you know. Aha.
Ha ha! You play a high schooler.
Yeah, I've been stuck there for so long.
It's
Stuck
the
there
bangs.
for
It's just
so
the bangs.
it's just the bangs.
Just the best.
But like a journey of coming at it from the lens of celebration and expression of like what you have to offer in your own individual way, rather than the competition of the endless noise of the whole thing. Which is like, there's a million small young white girls who are incredible. You know what I mean? But like, we can't start there. That's where do we go from there?
Right.
It's like, what is your thing?
Right. And a lot of it too is it's talent, preparedness, and luck. We
Yeah.
talk about it all the time
Yes.
because like whoever's shopping, to
Yes.
use your analogy,
Yes.
might be on a different street totally today.
100%.
They don't even know your store exists.
No. And they may never know.
Right.
You know?
Right. So like, again, how do you advertise? How do you advertise? How do you market? How do you market your
Interesting.
own store?
Yeah. How do you market your own store? But I think it's a lot of like, for me, it's always like, what's the genuine thing? What is honest and real to you? it may not serve the story that day or the audition, but like that will be remembered because that was real. That was true.
Right.
Right. Even if it's that moment or not for you, like that was an honest person who walked in the room.
Fair.
You know?
Yeah.
And that to me is really important in terms of legacy and just artistry.
But then, okay, so then after Mary Poppins, so like to continue with your store analogies, sometimes you restock your shelves. You hold different, or your inventory changes over time,
does.
right? So you're growing up, you're getting older.
Yeah.
And then I know that like you went back to school.
Yeah.
Or that went back because, did you have to pause school to do
I
Sunday
did.
and Mary
Yes, I
Poppins?
did actually. I was not in school during that time fully. I would leave school early. I would get on the train, or my amazing parents would drive me in. And a lot before you open on Broadway as a kid, you're home like they tutor you up until your first day on stage in the production. So then I went back to school after that and kind of balanced that out. But yes, did end up deciding to go to college, which was a big decision for me, which brought me out to California. And then had been out there for 11 years and just came back for this. So this is like a big homecoming.
So it's California. So did you go out there for the TV film side? Like
yeah,
the
I
acting
did
part?
actually. I went there. I did the BFA at USC, the acting BFA there, and was really interested in like spending time there outside of the program as well to be like, what is this place like? I know it's the space of film and television. I mean, now more so than ever before, there's so much going on here and all over the world, which is extremely exciting. But at the time, it was really still like, it's just LA. You got to go there to get those reps in. And so I had a deep interest in doing that and kind of expanding my horizons because growing up, working all the time, it was on stage.
Yeah.
And went to the program there and then stayed out there for a bunch of years post to just come back for this. And did it, like really have my first massive foray into film and television, being there. And video games. So like a lot of stuff, a lot of worlds that I didn't participate in really as a kid.
Well, okay, so I'm trying to piece together the connection of getting the audition to greenlight the project for Netflix, a London and New York targeted show while in LA.
Isn't that interesting?
Were they looking for TV and film types of actors?
They were looking everywhere. Because
Really?
I think specifically for this show, it was at least for the characters that are in the TV show.
Yeah.
They were adamant about being like, we need to find that person.
Okay.
And that search is going to be however wide it's going to be, which is why it took so many months. And then over the years has taken so many years. So I've read over the years with many different men to play Hopper. You know, it's like, and it's amazing when, I mean, I could not love them more. Burke Swanson and Juan Carlos, Burke plays Jim Hopper and Juan plays Bob Newby. And they are the souls of these people. Like, it's really weird. When we met each other for the first time, it was like, oh, they really got this right. This is so weird. Even in our dynamics of friendship and the ways we hang out together, it's funny. It makes me laugh how real it is.
You could take this. I'll give you this idea.
Yeah.
You should do a 54 Below, a cabaret show, a one-woman cabaret show where you go through and imitate all of Winona Ryder's characters from her filmography.
Goodness, that's so daunting. That's crazy.
You could do some Beetlejuice, and of course, you got some Stranger Things. Yeah,
Heathers.
Yeah,
we got so much good stuff going on there.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I would pay to see that.
Okay, maybe this is a show for you. This is a perfect show for you.
I would pay to see that.
I got to put in work to do that. Yeah.
Start watching. And I guess speaking of the original cast, though, I saw on your Instagram that some of the original cast have come to see the show.
Totally.
Like, what's their feedback been like when they've come and seen themselves? I guess the origin of their
story,
of their parents.
Yes, which is even wilder. I mean, it was quite a surreal experience meeting them and having the worlds combine. I feel like I still have not connected those dots of being like, what? Wait, what? How are all these people, in the same room? And everyone was genuinely the loveliest, like had such a large sense of awe. Like everyone was equally awestruck for different reasons. I was awestruck by them and the work that they've done, but also them by this production. And I guess in the words that they use, like the way it honored their story, which was very cool. And talking to Noah was pretty phenomenal about Winona a little bit. And just, he was like, you're her. Like that's, he's worked with her every day growing up. So that meant a lot to me that he was able to watch the performance and be like, yeah, what?
Wow.
Yes. How? So really like awesome moments. Yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool. So when this is done, your contract is over. Do you plan on staying? Do you want to go back to LA?
Ain't that the question, baby? I don't have an answer yet. I feel like I cannot imagine like not being here right now because this is such an incredible experience and moment and all I've ever wanted. And I feel so deeply fulfilled in community, in artistry, in this moment I am in my career and in my life. This season of my life, but I'm also hoping like the universe will show me where I'm going to end up. Maybe it's a job that takes me somewhere that I couldn't have imagined, or maybe it's like I'm still right here, or I'm back in LA. But there's so much. There's not like, oh, I can't go back to LA, or oh, I need to leave New York. I want that decision to be like in the universe, not one that I'm making right now.
We'll be right back after this. Hey there, welcome back to the episode. Are you a university? What's the word I'm looking for?
Are you a university
person? Are you
Are you trying to say spiritual?
maybe, but not like in a religious way. Just
yes,
like
yes.
just like
but yes,
I'm gonna go where the ethereal flow takes me, man.
Okay, I'm definitely not that far gone. Let's hope I'm not that far gone. But I do lend. I mean, yes, I feel like I'm more on that side of things than any other sense of religion. I'm like, I'd rather participate in a sense of like surrender in the daily experience of being alive when things are stressful, or in artistry, than the chaos of anything else. I do feel like I'm a big journaler. I'm a big reflector. I'm a big existentialist thinker. I love like works of existentialism.
Yeah. Waiting for Godot. Yeah.
Totally favorite book.
Yeah.
Not, but a great one. Yeah, so I guess I would categorize myself in there. Just whatever you're in
the mild hippie camp.
For sure.
Mild hippie.
And
yeah.
I'd be absolutely lying if I said I wasn't. Yeah. You got me.
No, it's a kindred spirits.
Yes.
I get that. I like to just like sit down and take in what's around me.
Yes.
And a friend of mine put this really well about 2 years ago when we first met. She's a little bit farther on the woo-woo spectrum, we'll call it. And that's her word, by the way.
And a lot of people, so I take it.
Okay, yeah. And she was like, you follow the energy that pulls your chest forward, ignore the energy that pulls your neck back. And I was like, yeah, that is...
Wait, I am so going to take that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, like you want to be guided forward and follow that positive path.
Yes.
Because you can tell like what kind of,
or the people that are also pulling the thing back there.
Or like the devil on your shoulder.
Yes.
It's like, you're not good enough.
That's a beautiful way of thinking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like to move forward and not to move back. Yeah. And to listen to that. Yeah.
You said you don't get performance anxiety. Do you get stage fright? Do you deal with?
I mean, I feel like I'm a normal person. I get like
not an android.
Yeah, I'm not a freaking android.
You're a robot.
But like I get what my nerves show up as have been helpful in terms of it's so much excitement that it can get overwhelming, but it doesn't go dark, which is really nice, which I'm grateful for. Does that make sense?
You're like a Boston Terrier.
What?
Like a little dog that's really excited to see everybody.
Honestly, yeah, that's not wrong. But I do feel like and maybe it's a headspace thing that I've also put a lot of care and work into, is like when those nerves do show up, you kind of got to hold hands with them and be excited about that and be like, oh, this is my body's signal of telling you how awesome is this moment. This is a wild moment. But to celebrate and enjoy that rather than like, oh, no, you're going to mess up. You're going to mess this up. You're not going to say the right thing. Like, I cannot go there, and I will not let myself do that.
Good.
Because it never works.
No.
And so I think I feel like at this juncture, I've been doing this long enough and have gone through periods of that and enough doubt, and like, we'll continue to have that as we all do. But to be able to look at myself and be like, you deserve better here. Just make this exciting. And like, and the fun thing about the fun human weird thing of when you're in a room and when you're nervous, I feel like this is kind of one of my favorite things to do, is just say it. Just say it. Like when you walk in a room with people that, you're looking at the room and you're just like, I cannot believe who I'm sitting in front of right now. To say that kind of disarms everybody and lets me just like take everything down. So if I'm to walk in and they're like, the first question is half the people aren't looking at you, the other half are talking, yapping on the phone. They're like, okay, how are you? How are you doing? And I was like, guys, I got to be honest, I'm like freaking out. This is wild. And everybody looks up and is like, Yeah. And just like breathes for a second. It's like, just say the thing.
It's different. It makes you stand out in a good way,
I think it does. And I think it's honest. And so from there, let me try the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the note. It's like, it just is a disarming way of entering into a space rather than trying to like pack in the role I have to play right now. It's like, come on, guys. This is hard enough as it is. You're having a hard job. I'm having a hard job. Let's see if like we want to work together.
Yeah.
And the work together is going to be like, how are you doing? So let's just be a little more honest about that.
Did you go big with Joyce in your audition? I mean, because like Joyce, the way you have Joyce now is she's like, again, like just this energy that does not stop.
Yeah, totally.
Like, is that how you started with this?
It's a good question. I feel like I do think I did start there. I came in from that place because that really felt like what was on the page, but it was encouraged more and more throughout the process and restructured and built and grown and fostered and like watered a lot. And I remember Stephen in the workshop, and we were, during the workshop, we were all holding scripts. So nothing was memorized. We were doing the full thing with the book in hand, which is tricky because you want to get off the page to have a full expression of it. Mm. But strategically at the same time, it is a better proposal to be like, this is just what we have so far. And then they're blown away when they're like, oh, they're holding scripts, but yet it's this good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like a trick of the mind a little bit. But I remember Stephen pulling me aside at one point and being like, I'm not going to try to do his beautiful English accent, but him just saying, you are the energy of the show. If you drop, we lose it.
No pressure.
And no pressure.
No pressure.
Also coming from him, no pressure. But I remember at the time not fully understanding that because I was like, well, the story's about Henry Creel.
Right.
Like, he's the show. This is his show. And he's like, Alison, yes, you're the energy of the show. And when you don't come in the way you come in, we lose it. Nothing, like you're the invisible string. And that is a massive responsibility, but what an amazing one. And anytime I can be stressed out about it, I'm like, dude, how cool is that? Like, right. I get to come in and be like, watch me, and there's so many fun people to play with on stage. It's easy to do that.
Oh, the cast seems incredible.
They're incredible. Phenomenal group of people.
Everybody just seems like fun. Burke who plays Hopper. Again, it's like the two of you you're like two peas in a pod.
I love him. Yeah, he's great.
Literally the embodiment of these two characters that we've grown up literally the last 10 years.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
Well, when they played the trailer for the first time after the show the other day, we were standing backstage watching it on the monitors, watching the audience watch it. And I was standing with Burke, and he like whispered to me after, he was like, I think it's crazy to realize like we're a part of that. That's us. And I was like, what? But I still can't quite compute that I'm looking at, these people we've grown up with and admired so much, but then you're that person. Like, you got cast as that. What do you mean? And I think it's good to live in that awe rather than like, yeah, totally, I got cast as that. It's like, that's never going to land for me. I don't know what that means.
I don't care. I don't care. Whatever.
No, caring is so cool.
Got another show to do tomorrow.
No.
How do you maintain your energy personally?
Yeah,
because
good question.
You are intense. Joyce is like we were just talking about. Joyce is intense.
Joyce is very intense.
On stage a lot. And it's a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
And some days you have 2 shows.
Yeah.
Some weekends you have 5 shows.
It's a lot.
So what do you do? What do you do to recharge?
To recharge, I'm a big Pilates person, which sounds funny. Highlights, baby. Which is funny because it's not like that's relaxing, but it is to me. There's an element of like not speaking for a second, shut up, and do something physical with your body that is incredibly connected. That is a mind-body experience. So I do that every day. That's regardless of what my day is looking like and the structure of it, I need to feel specifically for this show because of the way the energy moves through me. I need to feel in my body. And it's an interesting experience doing a show like this for the first time. I say it's like the Olympics up there. Like, this is genuinely the hardest job I've ever had, to keep revving that engine, and especially on a 2-show day. Mm-hmm. And I think it's easy when, with all of us, when life gets in the way, family, friends, just normal things that are difficult. Or just like you're not feeling as well that day, or your well of energy is not as high. To remember that the people that are coming to this, maybe they've saved up money for forever to be here. They've flown in. It's maybe the night of their lives that switch that on, and give them something to remember, which really takes me out of a potentially harder space that I could be in. But as I was mentioning earlier, a big journaler, that fills me up. I need to kind of I wake up every morning and like just vomit words out, get some words out. A big Pilates person, walking movement, but also like for me, there's I feel like with a lot of people, to fill my cup, it's to be with people that do that for me. And so to have conversations with people or sit with friends who I haven't seen in a while and just like listen and be there for those experiences and take that in. But I am a very extroverted person. I feel like, as is Joyce. And so great. Like we share that, and I can it's not hard for me to rev the engine, but this process of this show and the amount of work it is has proven itself thus far to require a lot more instrument wise, like physically, than I've ever
and even vocally
wild.
Because all of you are borderline shouting.
Yeah, it's crazy. Right before this, I was just at the ENT doing my vocal therapy. So yeah, it's like you forget, or sorry, I won't generalize. There are parts of me that are now remembering, like, I'm an athlete. This is an athletic job.
Yep.
Physically it is, vocally it is, and mentally it is. And like any other athlete that's working in, that's a football player, as a baseball player, like, you're in PT all the time. You're getting help. You have a team of people making sure your muscles are okay and you can go out there and do it again. And so there have been moments where vocally it's been really difficult and really tested. I felt very tested, and to rely on, or to know that there is a group of people that can help you kind of tackle words in different ways. Our incredible vocal coach, Liz Hayes, to find like so much ease within a track that is so like, it's stuff I'm really actively, like I was talking about it all morning. I'm really working on currently with the show being open. Like it's an active process of discovery. It's like, sure, while the script is locked, I actually, as Alison, feel like I'm just beginning to understand elements of Joyce and the way I want to express her now. And how long have I been doing this? And like working with this character for quite a bit now. And I'm just getting there.
That's cool.
And I think it is really cool. And I think what a better way to look at it than a daunting task is like, just stay curious with this thing, because it's going to be a while and it's a lot of reps and you don't want to mess it up in terms of hurt yourself. There's so much like responsibility everywhere is just something that I'm realizing right now.
I like that. Yeah, it's work. I've said this so many times on the podcast, is that Broadway is the Olympics of theater.
Yes.
And it's funny that you said Olympics, because like
it is.
Emotionally, mentally, mental health and physical health, it's all got to be there.
Yeah.
Because with like we said at the very beginning, 65% of your audience has never seen a show before.
No.
Maybe years or never see a show again. And this is going to be their life-changing experience.
Absolutely.
And you got to bring it every single time.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. All right. So we're going to wrap here with a little game, 60 seconds on the screen in front of you here.
Okay.
And I have 17 popular musicals in front of me. We're going to play Plot in 60 seconds.
What?
So you give me a number 1 through 17. It corresponds to a show that I have on my list.
Oh my God, I'm
scared,
And then
you have 60 seconds to give me that plot to the musical you choose.
Oh my God.
You don't know it? You can make it up.
I feel like I'm not even good. I'm not going to be good at this. 2.
You chose 2. That corresponds to Mary Poppins. Go.
Okay, you watch 2 wealthy little kids try to deal with growing up with an incredible babysitter who teaches them the ways to be, live, and be better humans in the world. And through a long story of magic, experience, meeting all of these different characters that expand their universe in their mind, they become the better versions of themselves. And their parents come back home and love them again in a way that has never felt the same.
Who's
They're
Mary
changed.
Poppins?
Mary Poppins, she's a magical young lady who comes and saves us. She's like our magic babysitter.
And she comes and talks about the hills that are alive?
No, that's The Sound of Music.
Same lady.
What? Same lady, sure.
Same lady.
A similar type of character. Yes, if you will. Another wildly profound and moving woman who's changing children's lives. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might invest in that.
Yeah.
I might invest in it. If it was Julie Andrews,
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So 3 standard closing questions to wrap up every episode. First one, just simply, is what motivates you?
Curiosity. It never having enough to learn.
You got so excited when you said that.
Because I did get so excited. No, I did get so excited because I love people. I love conversation. I love art. I love I love being alive, dude. So I love like just learning things every day and meeting new people. Yeah.
What advice would you give to your younger self and younger people listening now, starting out down a similar path?
I would definitely say when it gets complicated and scary, be yourself. Like go back to who you are and how you would respond. I genuinely feel like there is so much noise industry-wise of like, oh, I should be this way or be that way or be this way as a young woman or a young man or person. And rather like honing your point of view is what makes you like that's why you're unique. So I feel like not running away from what you are, but like leaning into the weird.
Lean into the weird.
Yeah. Right?
That's my running theme these days.
It's the t-shirt you're wearing right now.
Right. It was what I had just tattooed on my butt. So
I know.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
Well, I mean, I'm weird. Where else are you going to put it? All right. So final question, hardest one. If you could only see one show for the rest of your life, you can see it as many times as you want, what would you see?
One show for the rest of my life? Oh, man. It may be In the Heights. When I saw that for the first time on Broadway, that experience, top to bottom, the music, the work, the acting, the community, the story, that felt like such a deep immersion into a world that I did not grow up in, right? A very different type of experience that I feel so close to due to that story and that work. And like, again, a massive ensemble piece and so much to glean from so many different characters. And I just think that music is beyond special. So maybe In the Heights.
All right. We'll go with that. All right.
Let's
Where
go
can we
with
connect with you online on social media?
On social media, it's Instagram. And it's just my name. It's just Alison Jaye.
And your website?
Yeah.
Too?
And my
You got a
website, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't interact on there, but I do have a website. And it is also just my name.
It also says you are about to go into Stranger Things. So it might need a little update.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? Go home and fix that. Because what we're doing is we are in Stranger Things.
That's right.
We are currently in
Bringing it
Stranger
8 times
Things.
a week in the Olympics of Theatre.
There we go.
You can get more of me on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Thanks to the wonderful folks here at Welcome to Times Square who lent us this amazing studio. Please leave a rating and a review wherever you are right now listening. That was not a cohesive sentence. Wherever you listen now, write and review. Yes, leave. Thanks to Jukebox the Ghost. Thanks to Jukebox the Ghost for the intro and outro music. Alison, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been so much fun.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath, make the world a little colorful.